set forward hearing from the Aiken County School District after the death of one of its former students. District leaders tell us 11-year-old Shay Nicole Dinkins has been identified as one of 3 victims in a shooting over the weekend in Greenwood County. Dinkins is a former student of Belvedere Elementary School. In a statement, the county says it is devastated to learn of her tragic passing as a result of a heinous act of gun violence. We're told the man responsible for the shooting, 36-year-old Jeffrey David Powell, is in custody. We're following breaking news out of the nation's capital where a law enforcement officer is dead after a shooting near the Pentagon. Details are limited, but we know it happened outside the building at a bus platform. We know an officer was killed and others injured. The transit center is used by thousands of Pentagon workers every day to go to and from the building. The lockdown has been lifted, but no employees are being allowed in or out of the building at this time. The new school year is here, and for thousands of students, going back to school means getting back on the bus. This is video from Grovetown Elementary today as state and local officials talked about the importance of bus safety ahead of the district's first day on Thursday. Members from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, AAA, and the State Department of Education were all there to remind drivers the rules of sharing the road with school buses. The most important, it's the law for Georgia drivers to stop when buses are picking up and dropping off students. We're also looking at what types of measures are in place while COVID is still here. News 12 Sloan O'Cone is live now from Sue Reynolds Elementary, where open house is happening. Sloan, what do the districts say their plan is for kids who ride the bus?
Well, plans are pretty much the same for Richmond and Columbia County. It all depends on the number of students and distancing for each bus route, but ultimately they're following the same guidelines. Masks are required on the bus, siblings will sit with each other, distancing will take place as much as it can, and some buses will even have seating charts. It all depends on the route and number of students on each bus. In Columbia County, their 300 buses have air conditioning and heating. They also have new needlepoint bipolar ionization units. They basically help purify the air, which can help protect against any virus, including COVID-19. I spoke with one school bus driver, Mr. Greg, who says he's confident his students will do what they have to stay safe.
I didn't run into many cases last year where I had, especially with my middle schoolers, wearing masks. They knew that they needed to wear a mask, and they would respect that, and they would wear their mask.
And coming up at News 12 at 6 o'clock, I'm working on a story about why taking the bus is the safest way to get to school this year, even with rising COVID cases.
Thanks so much for that important information, Sloan. School is just a couple of days away for these kids, and I'm sure some are excited to get back on that bus. Well, much more news ahead.
But look at those cooler than average temps sticking around in just a little bit.
Parents, we know you're making last-minute preps with just 2 days before the new school year, and so are our local school districts. From the classroom to the school bus, we're on your side with what you need to know before Thursday comes.
Sloan O'Cone live for us outside Sue Reynolds Elementary, where open house is just wrapping up. So, Sloan, you spoke with leaders in both Richmond County and Columbia County today. What do they have to say about it all?
Well, getting kids to and from school safely is one of their top priorities. I spoke with one local bus driver who says he's just excited to see his students again. Meet Mr. Greg, a retired Army vet and bus driver for the past 7 years.
Trying to be a positive role model for them, being with them every day, believe it or not, kind of keeps me young.
Getting his 52 kids to and from school safely, especially during the pandemic, is his top priority.
To put your child on the bus and feel confident the bus driver is going to get them to school safely.
Georgia Highway Patrol says buses are actually 70 times safer for students getting to school than in a car. Some schools are taking the extra steps to make them even safer during the pandemic.
Our goal is just to have a safe school opening and make adjustments as needed.
In Richmond and Columbia County, masks are required on the bus. Siblings will sit next to each other. Distancing will take place as much as it can, and some buses will have seating charts. But it all depends on the route and the number of students on each bus.
They knew that they needed to wear masks, and they would respect that, and they would wear their mask.
Columbia County buses also have a new needlepoint bipolar ionization unit that basically helps purify the air, which can help protect against any virus, including COVID-19.
I'm looking forward to seeing my kids. I'm actually I've already seen some of them over the summer who are back, who didn't attend school last year because of COVID, and they're going to be back this year. So I'm really excited to be seeing them.
And in Aiken County, masks are not required, but all of their cleaning protocols are still in place.
Okay, it'll be here before you know it, so I know that'll put a lot of parents' minds at ease. Sloan, thank you. Parents, don't forget, those districts have apps so you can keep track of where your kid's bus is. In Columbia County, they have the new EduLog Parent Portal Light School Bus Tracker app, so you search for that in the App Store. In Richmond County, it's called Stop Finder.
Good technology there. So far as all the mask requirements go, here's what we know right now. In Richmond County, masks will be required on the bus and in the classrooms. Sporting events will be allowed at 100% capacity. In Aiken County, masks are optional on the school bus and in the classrooms, and they're still deciding on the capacity of the Aiken County sporting events. In Columbia County, masks are only required on the school bus itself. Athletics will be also at a 100% capacity in Columbia County. New cases are up and vaccinations are down. That's coming from the district health director for this area, Dr. Stephen Goggins from the